Yes, we are back again, and I can proudly say that I have now ultimate collected this body size for the Tyrannosaur series. Anyways, today guys, we are having a look at the new and upcoming Beasts of the Mesozoic Eotyrannus from the Tyrannosaur Series Wave 3. Massive thank you to David Silva once again for sending this little lad out to me for an early exclusive look. And if you guys want to get a good deal on a pre-order for this one before it releases in the early new year, which they should arrive, make sure to get your pre-order in. I'll put a link down below. Now, the Eotyrannus here was personally one of my least favorite from the Tyrannosaur series initially, and I didn't have anything against it. I didn't think it looked bad. I just thought it was a little more typical because it kind of had bald eagle-esque coloration with the white head and the brown body and such, and I just thought it looked a little more typical for a figure from the BOTM range, which is of course a range of figures that is known for taking risks with coloration and doing a bunch of creative and crazy patterns and such. But I can proudly say that this jumped from my least favorite of the body size of this body size of Tyrannosaurs to one of my favorites in person. It is kind of a simple, like, paleo-arty color scheme and concept, but in execution, the produced version of this figure is so contrasty and saturated with its colors. It is so pretty in person. The colors for this one are based off of the red kite bird, and the brown on the body is such a gorgeous, like, reddish brown color. It stands out so much in person. The patterns are very bold as well, transitioning from the midsection up the neck and into the head. It just looks absolutely lovely, and it stands out, and that yellow snout with those orange eyes masked with the black patterns going around it. It's gorgeous, it really is. Now, of course, this is part of that same body size that we've talked about so much on the channel, so the articulation is all the same on this one. It is an absolute pleasure to work with. This one has full range of motion on the head. It doesn't feel quite as limited up and down as the Moros Intrepidus did. You can really move the head up and down on this one. This one has a tiny bit of an underbite. I'm assuming that's just my particular figure with the way the jaw was assembled. But I kind of like it in a weird way. I feel like in this case it doesn't look like a distracting underbite. It looks like, you know, kind of like Broken Jaw the Allosaurus from Dinosaur Revolution, where it has a bit of that, you know, that character flair to it. It's not really distracting to me, it just sort of gives it charm in this case. The head sculpt on this one, which is the only fully unique part of this particular figure, looks great. I love the ruffled feathers on the top of the head. It is a more so typical design for a, you know, smaller Tyrannosaur here, but I think the eyes, like I said, just stand out, and that's mostly due to the colors, but they just look great with the color scheme, and the blend of colors on the head in general just looks absolutely stunning. This figure does have the larger fan-like tail for this Tyrannosaur body size, and it has some lovely patterns going up there with some tan speckled markings going down the fan. That's one of those patterns that just went unnoticed to me until I got it in hand, and I'm like, it's so unnecessary, but it's so BOTM to go that extra mile and put some subtle little patterns in. Now, while the Eotyrannus itself looks great, the base also looks great. It features sort of a more arid looking rock tone on the base there, with a bright green for the grass slash vegetation and a brown color for the wood there. I guess this wouldn't be grass actually, my bad, because this is still in the Mesozoic. Oh well. Once again, David Silva just getting great mileage out of these sculpts for these bases with just some different paint jobs on them. And I think the Eotyrannus looks phenomenal with the tone of those rocks especially on it. Also, just that bright green gives a splash of vibrancy to the whole display base, which I really appreciate. Now, this one does come with a collector's card with art done by Shannon Beaumont, showing a Eotyrannus standing over a fresh kill. It looks very, very nice. And of course, we'll have a look at that on the packaging as well quickly. And I love just the phone, don't you dare. And I love the new style of packaging. I mention it every wave, but I think it just looks so much more clean and professional compared to the older one. And I already liked the older one, it had character to it, but this one just looks phenomenal. But yeah, that's all I really have to say about this Eotyrannus. I think this one just kind of blew me away. I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I do. I knew I would enjoy it, but I wasn't expecting it to be one of my favorites of this body size. It is just such a nice little thing. And in case you're wondering how large this figure is from the tip of the snout to the tip of the tail, same as all the others, about 8 inches long, on average on base about 4 inches tall. Dimensions will change depending on the pose it's in, yada yada, you know the drill. And for a quick comparison, I'll bring out the Moros Intrepidus that we just reviewed so you can get a sense of how these two Wave 3 Tyrannosaurs look next to each other. But that's gonna do it for this review, guys, on the new and upcoming BOTM Eotyrannus. A big thank you to David Silva for sending this one out to me for an early look. I absolutely love this one. I'm really glad once again I got a chance to experience a figure that I wasn't planning on buying personally, because it has quickly shot up my list of favorites in the entire series. A big thank you to my channel members, as always, for your support, especially Raphael Tree Kangaroo for being the coolest tree kangaroo there is and becoming a SpinoChad member on the channel. If you want to support my future content, click the big join button next to my name down below to get exclusive perks. And make sure to get your pre-orders in for this one down below as well before the discount is over. I'll put a link down below. Thank you everybody for watching, and I'll catch you in my next review. So take care, and bye-bye.